One, a field associate is designing a training module. Which approach best supports adult learning by promoting immediate real-world application? A, presenting long theoretical lectures without interaction. B, providing practical scenarios that mirror work tasks. C, using only written manuals for independent reading. D, delivering memorization-based activities only. 2. When conducting an evaluation of data collection accuracy, which method ensures the most reliable feedback for training improvement? A, allowing trainees to self-score without verification. Using a structured observation checklist during fieldwork. C, asking trainees to verbally summarize their experiences. D, relying solely on end-of-course surveys. 3. A curriculum developer wants to ensure new content supports learner autonomy. Which strategy aligns best with adult learning principles? A, limiting choices in learning pathways. B, allowing learners to select task sequences based on prior experience. C, requiring all modules to be completed in identical order. D, disabling optional practice activities. 4. When mentoring new field staff, which communication technique best enhances skill transfer? A, providing instructions without demonstration. B, using guided questioning that prompts critical thinking. C, giving feedback only at the end of the month. Allowing trainees to shadow with no structured guidance. 5. During quality assurance reviews, which action best ensures regulatory compliance in field data reporting? A, editing reports without notifying the data collector. B, tracking adherence to established documentation standards. C, permitting informal recording methods during busy periods. D, accepting minor deviations if the outcome seems correct. 6. A trainer wants to measure long-term learning retention. Which evaluation method is most effective? A, immediate post-session quizzes only. B, follow-up assessments administered after real assignments. C, verbal check-ins with no scoring. D, anonymous feedback surveys. 7. In a field operations curriculum, what is the primary purpose of sequencing content from simple to complex? A, to reduce the number of overall lessons. B, to match how adults integrate new knowledge gradually. C, to shorten training time requirements. D, to prevent trainees from asking questions. 8. When explaining a new digital reporting tool, which method best supports learners with varying experience levels? A, demonstration followed by hands-on guided practice. Only distributing instructions by email. C, reading each feature aloud without interaction. D, asking learners to teach themselves through trial and error. 9. A field associate must mentor a trainee who frequently misinterprets survey instructions. Which approach is most effective? A, giving only written corrections. B, modeling correct procedures and having the trainee practice. C, allowing the trainee to continue independently. D, waiting to address errors at the end of the project. 10. When designing an evaluation rubric, which characteristic ensures consistent scoring among reviewers? A, vague performance descriptions. B, clear, observable, and measurable criteria. C, criteria based on personal judgment only. D, criteria that change based on reviewer preference. 11. When addressing communication barriers in field interviews, which strategy is most effective? A, speaking quickly to save time. B, using clear, direct, and culturally sensitive language. C, avoiding clarifying questions. D, relying on informal slang for rapport. 12. A curriculum designer aims to include formative assessments. What is their primary purpose? A, to replace all final evaluations. B, to offer continuous feedback that guides learning. C, to grade learners on overall performance only. D, to measure program outcomes exclusively. 13. During fieldwork, which practice best preserves data integrity? A, altering entries to match expected results. B, recording information immediately and accurately. C. Completing reports from memory at the end of the day. Skipping unclear data points. 14. Which mentoring method supports growth for high-performing staff? A. Assigning repetitive tasks only. B. Offering leadership-level challenges and feedback. C. Withholding praise to maintain humility. D. Reducing responsibilities to avoid stress. 15. In adult learning, why is acknowledging prior experience critical? A. It prevents learners from questioning content. B. It connects new skills to existing knowledge. C. It ensures identical understanding for all. D. It minimizes learner participation. 16. Which communication technique is most effective when giving corrective feedback? Focusing only on mistakes. B. Using a strengths-based approach combined with improvement steps. C. Delivering feedback publicly for transparency. D. Using general statements without examples. 17. A field associate must follow updated reporting regulations. What is the best first step? A. Continuing previous methods until corrected. B. Reviewing new guidelines and attending compliance training. C. Assuming changes do not apply locally. D. Delegating compliance responsibility to trainees. 18. When evaluating a training program's success, which metric best determines real performance improvement? A. Trainee enjoyment of the sessions. B. Measured accuracy in field tasks after training. C. The number of slides in the presentation. D. Trainer popularity ratings. 19. A mentor needs to support a trainee with low confidence. Which approach helps most? A. Assigning tasks beyond their capability. B. Providing encouragement and scaffolded practice. C. Avoiding feedback to prevent discouragement. D. Comparing them to more advanced trainees. 20. Which curriculum element ensures learners understand the expected field performance outcomes? A. Optional learning objectives. B. Clear and specific learning objectives. C. Hidden criteria revealed at the end. D. Objectives written only for trainers. 21. A field associate must train staff on conflict-free communication. Which skill is essential? A. Interrupting to speed up conversations. B. Practicing active listening and neutral phrasing. C. Using authoritative tone to enforce control. D. Avoiding all questions during interactions. 22. Which data validation method best reduces errors before submission? A. Submitting reports immediately without review. B. Conducting point-by-point verification with source notes. C. Relying on memory for uncertain entries. D. Editing data to match expected trends. 23. When creating learning materials, which strategy increases relevance for adult learners? A. Using abstract examples unrelated to real work. B. Including scenarios drawn from field challenges. Using fictional problems only. D. Reducing all examples to basic definitions. 24. A training evaluator wants to measure behavioral change in the field. Which method works best? A. Written quizzes only. B. Direct observation of on-site performance. Satisfaction surveys. D. Review of training attendance records. 25. When mentoring, which practice best promotes independent problem solving? A. Giving all answers directly. B. Asking guiding questions that encourage analysis. C. Removing challenging tasks. D. Limiting opportunities for decision-making. 26. A field associate is preparing new staff for regulatory audits. What is the most effective method? A. Providing examples of compliant documentation. B. Ignoring minor violations to save time. C. Using outdated standards for practice. Allowing trainees to interpret regulations independently. 27. Which curriculum design element ensures smooth progression through training? A. Lessons arranged randomly. B. Logical sequencing of modules based on skill development. C. Lessons written without transitions. D. Modules based solely on trainer preference. 28. A communication breakdown occurs during a field interview. What should the associate do first? A. Continue without verifying understanding. B. Clarify the question using simpler and clearer language. C. End the interview immediately. D. Use complex terminology to appear professional. 29. When reviewing learning outcomes, which measure shows mastery? A. Trainees expressing interest in the topic. Documented ability to perform required field tasks. C. Completion of training sign-in sheets. D. Passing casual verbal checks. 30. When training on ethical conduct, which example best demonstrates responsible field behavior? A. Adjusting answers to speed up the process. B. Maintaining neutrality and recording responses accurately. C. Sharing participant information with peers. D. Persuading respondents to choose desired answers. 31. A field trainer wants to reduce cognitive overload. Which method is most effective? A. Presenting many concepts at once. B. Breaking content into smaller, manageable segments. C. Increasing reading requirements. D. Removing visuals from all lessons. 32. Which mentoring activity strengthens both skills and reflective learning? A. Conducting debrief conversations after field tasks. B. Assigning tasks without discussion. C. Only correcting errors in writing. D. Avoiding dialogue to maintain authority. 33. A training program must ensure fair assessment. What is the key requirement? A. Assessors must use uniform scoring standards. B. Assessors may grade based on personal expectations. C. Trainees should negotiate their scores. D. Scores should be changed to avoid complaints.